Hey everyone, Cheryl here. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. If you're new, welcome. My name is Cheryl Horvath and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Woodinville, Washington. Excuse me. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you've been enjoying my videos and I do love making them for you guys. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can be sure to be alerted when my next videos come out. I've been doing, trying to do a couple a week now. So that being said, today I'm going to focus on the paper pumpkin for September. Let me turn my camera down and get you all situated again. There we go. There. The paper pumpkin for September is focused on spooky treats, Halloween-ish. I'm not going to do a full unboxing, but if you're new to paper pumpkin, this is a monthly subscription crafting kit. And I say subscription because you do sign up and it is a recurring thing unless you don't want it to be. So you can turn it off and turn it on, switch months, stop for a few months, turn it back on for a few months. It's very easy to manage. So it's not one of those crazy subscriptions where they hound you and send you email after email begging you to come back. It's not like that at all. So it's $23.50 a month in the US. And like I said, you sign up through paperpumpkin.com. I actually have a link below for you guys if you're interested. And these are really fun kits. I look forward to getting mine every month. In fact, I get more than one. I usually order 2 or 3 because I do a lot of demonstration stuff with them. But for $23.50 a month, you kind of have a whole, you get a stamp set. They give you a little ink spot. Basically, it's everything you need to create the projects. And as I said, for this month, it's all Halloween based. So this is what this is an example of what your kit looks like when you get it. Comes with full instructions, all the materials. In this case, there's 18 treat boxes that you can make with this kit. So all kinds of die cuts and parts and pieces for you guys to play with and get creative. If you don't feel like getting creative, you can just follow the instructions and make the projects as they were designed. But there are a lot of demonstrators out there who take time to design alternative projects using this kit. So anyway, I think it's really a great value for $23.50. You get a lot of stuff, and it's also a nice way to start to build up your crafting supplies. So if you are brand new to stamping, each month you'll get a new ink spot color, so you can add that to your arsenal. You'll get to keep and reuse the stamp sets that come with each kit. There's tear and tape in this one, enough tear and tape to get you through all the projects and then some, so you have that kind of stuff to add to your arsenal. So it's a really great way for startup crafters to start to build their inventory of materials to be able to make paper crafts and cards with. So Paper Pumpkin, $23.50 a month. Oh, and because we're approaching the holiday season, the next month is called The Season to be Jolly, and this is going to be 9 Christmas cards that you can make. 3 different designs, 3 cards of 3 designs, makes 9 cards. You're going to get a stamp set with it, an ink spot, and then so this would be, if you want this kit, you need to sign up by the 10th of October. And then the 10th of November kit is going to be the holiday tag kit that coordinates with this one. So if you just want to sign up for the holiday months and get a head start on your Christmas card making or your tags, you could sign up for Paper Pumpkin for just those 2 months and then pause it or cancel it altogether if you want, but you could pause it until the next season comes around that you'd be interested in. So at any rate, that's that. And I am now going to show you what I have done with this Paper Pumpkin kit so far. So the treat boxes that were designed by the kit look like this. These 3. And I wanted to show you some ideas of what you can put in them. So this is from the drugstore, actually. I went to go to the dollar store, but they were closed. So this is Russell Stover. I think Dollar Tree carries this brand too. But this is a little pumpkin peanut butter thing. I did stamp inside the box, trick or treat, enjoy the spooky treat, which I thought was cute. It's a little added touch. So that fits nicely in this treat box. This one I stuck in a pack of Welch's fruit snacks. These are Halloween themed, and the fruit snacks are in little Halloween shapes, ghosts and bats and pumpkins. So that fits in there nicely, and it's a little bit more of a healthier snack if you're into that. This one, what did I put in here? Oh, I just put in some random Halloween treats, chocolates. I did stamp some stars on the side of this box before I put it together too. So that is that one. Then the alternative designs I made are, for this one, oh, you know what? This actually is the one that they designed, and then this is the one that I did. That's a little different, and this has a Russell Stover pumpkin in it as well. This one, that was the fruit snacks. This one's kind of fun. I used our washi tape that comes from the mini catalog this year. It's $9, and you get a set of 4 colors, all sparkly washi tape colors. So I thought that would be fun to put on this box, as if it wasn't busy enough. But I just thought that was really fun sparkle to add to it. This one has a Reese's pumpkin in it, which fits nicely. And then I even decorated the outside of the box with some washi tape. So that's that one. And then the last one I designed was Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet. And then I put in some Hershey Nuggets, and I wrapped these with the paper from Celebrate Everything. These are just 3" by 1" strips, and you just wrap them around the Hershey Nuggets. You can use any festive paper that you want. This die and stamp came from the set, I think it's called Scary Cute. This set right here. So I used this little guy to stamp him out with the bats, these bats here. And then for the house, that actually comes with the coordinating die set, and that is called Scary Silhouette Dies. And so I just punched out this house, and then I backed it with some crushed curry to make it look like the windows were glowing, and then cut the moon out in crushed curry as well. So that is what I did for my alternative treats. Oh, I showed you that already. But the thing that I really wanted to show you, which I love doing, every month I do a paper pumpkin calendar. And then I make an easel, and these calendar pages are fun because they're 8.5 by, they're A2 sized, and they fit into an envelope so that you can pop them in the mail and mail somebody a calendar card. And so this is just a single base. There's no fold to it or anything. This is September's. I made this from the Sweet Sunflower kit. I put a little backer on it so you can write your message. And then this just fits right into an envelope. And if they need an easel, this is a paper easel that I made that can also fit into an envelope. And then you just have to tear off some tear and tape here and tell them how to assemble it when they get it. But isn't that cute? So yeah, that's my September one. We're gonna make the October one. And so the September kit, because by the time you get the kit, it's kind of too late to make a September calendar. So I always make the calendar for the next month coming up. So we're gonna do a calendar page today, and I decided to switch it up and do a calendar magnet. So here's my magnet side, and isn't this cute? Super simple. This throws right on the front of your refrigerator or any kind of metal surface that magnets will stick to, and then this fits into a A2 sized envelope, and so you can mail your friend or your mom or whoever, pop a calendar card in the mail to them so they have it on their refrigerator. And you could write a little note back here, or you could just insert something to write a note on. But so we're going to make a version of that today. Here are a couple other ones I made. They're similar. Can we get these all in here? Yeah. So we're going to make a version of this today. Just because I'm not a huge fan of that print, of that plaid print. But anyway, so I'm going to go more traditional Halloweenish, and we're going to make a version of this. So I'm going to start with a white 5.5 by 4.25 white base with a black topper. So let's do that. Grab my trimmer. So we're just taking a sheet of 8.5 by 11 basic white. We're going to cut it down the center at 5.5. Save this piece for another card. Normally when you're making a card, you would just score this at 4.25, and then this would be your card base, but we're going to cut it at 4.25. And this is going to become our card base. Then we're going to take a piece of basic black, and because we want to have a little white border popping through, we're going to trim this down to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. Like so. Get rid of that. And let's see, we need to cut some other pieces here. We're going to make the calendar. So we're going to we're going to use this cobweb, but I'm going to do a little different design on it. So we're going to trim off the cobweb. What I'm doing is I'm going to cut as close to this as I can, right here, this line right there. And we're going to fussy cut a little bit, so if you don't get it exactly, that's fine. So your first cut, we're basically just cutting off these borders. And then, let's see, we're going to cut this side first. I'm going to leave a little tiny edge there. So that the cobwebs on each end are about the same. And then this way I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see, this one I can cut all the way off. So we'll do that, like that. So you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. And then, so we'll trim that just a little bit more in a second. But then we need to cut out a piece of white for our calendar page, and we can use the other half of this sheet that we just cut up. So we need a strip that is 3 by 2. So we're going to cut 2 inches and then 3 inches. So that will be our calendar page. Let's see, and then we're going to keep these 2 pieces because we're going to stamp some ghosts onto those. I'm going to show you how I do that because I've used up all my ghosts already from my kit, and I didn't want to break into that other one just yet because I need it for another demo I'm doing later in the month. But the other piece we need to cut is the little border for this guy. So since we've cut the calendar at 2 by 3, we're going to add a 1/4 inch to that so that we have a nice little edge around it. So instead of 2 by 3, we're going to cut 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oh, I did it wrong. Darn it. I should have cut it this way because let's see, can we improvise? We could probably do something a little different. So see how I did this border here like that? Maybe we'll do that so I can not waste this piece. Instead of doing a full-on border, see, I cut it wrong. Yeah, so we'll do it like this. And so in this case, you just do want it to be 2 by 3. So there's 3 already, and then 2. Sorry about that if I confused the heck out of you guys. And then, so we'll put it on the calendar page like this. Okay, I believe that's all the cutting we need. So let's put that aside. And let us do the stamping now. So we're going to stamp the calendar, and then we need to stamp the month on there, and then we need to stamp our ghosts. So we got a little bit of stamping to do. Let's start there. We're going to grab fresh freesia, and we're also going to grab wherever it went, my tuxedo black, which just went away. Oh, jeez. Okay, losing my mind. Here it is on my table already. I have to put this hair back. It's driving me nuts. Okay. It's no fun stamping when your hair's in your face and tickling your nose. All right. So we are going to grab the stamp set that comes with it to do the ghosts. And the ghosts, I'm going to stamp on these extra scraps that we have right here. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat because they're photopolymer. And it just receives the paper receives the ink a little bit better when there's a cushion underneath it. So we're going to try to mimic the ghosts that come in the kit. And I'm going to show you how we do that. So open this up. And don't worry, this paper that we're using has score lines in it. So what you're going to want to do is focus the center of the image in between those two score lines right there. If you run into a score line, it's okay. Do not worry. We're going to do a little bit of trimming of it. So there's one ghost. Actually, he fits perfectly inside those score lines. You don't even have to worry about it. And we're using every last bit of the paper, which is nice. Okay, so there's that. Now we're just going to grab, I did try this with our black Stampin' Blend marker, but to be honest, it kind of bled a little bit, so I didn't like that. So I'm just grabbing a basic Sharpie pen, fine tipped, and I'm just going to color in the eyes and the mouth black like it looks in the kit. Super easy. Okay. Look how close those look to the actual real thing. Not too bad, huh? So then we're just going to fussy cut them out, and this just takes a second. Okay, so there we have our two ghosts cut. And now we're going to stamp with the, let's see, we don't need anything more on this stamp set. So we're going to grab, clean this off really fast. We're going to grab our Days to Remember stamp set. If you don't have this, I really encourage you to grab it. It's a great calendar making set that you could use literally all year long. And it's got all the months, and it's got this big calendar making stamp that you can make any month of the year with. So I'm going to put this onto my eye block, just like so. If you don't have an eye block, and maybe you've got an H block, half of it will fit on there, so you'd have to figure out what section of the stamp set you're using before you mount it to the block, and just make sure you mount the section that needs to be stamped on here. You could even use this one and put it, you know, one half or the other based on where you're stamping to, and that is an E block. So any of those will work. Okay, so we have this mounted up, and you'll notice the month of October starts on a Saturday. It has 31 days. So the Sunday column starts with 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, and the Saturday column is 1, 8, 15, 22, 29, right? So what we're going to do is look for those numbers on your block, and there's the 1, 8, 15, 22, 29 row right there. So we're going to ink up from the 1 all the way over, because the last column is the 2, 9, 16, 23, 30 column. So we're going to ink up only that section. And you just make sure, so here's that one column. You just make sure you don't ink up over to the right of that, and then ink up all the way over 7 rows, or 7 columns, I should say. So ink that up nice and good. I always stamp my numbers first when I'm doing the calendar, and I start at the bottom, and I try to center this section from left to right as best I can, looking through the stamp, and then I make sure I have it centered towards the bottom as well, and then try to get it straight. That's actually pretty good. Pretty straight. So we're done with this piece. Now we're going to grab the header row, which is this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we're going to use the H block for that one. That works nicely for this. Just make sure it's straight. Grab it, and I think we're going to do Orchid Oasis, which is the color that comes with this kit. So we're going to ink that up. I'm going to give it a little test over here. Yeah, perfect. And you don't want to press too hard, because you will distort the letters a little bit if you press too hard. And you don't want to press too hard, and you don't want to wiggle, because that will distort them also. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going to stamp the October from the kit, and that's just going to go right on this little block, a G block. This G block is one of my favorites, and we're going to use Orchid Oasis again for that, and I'm going to put a little spider right next to it. So I'm going to start in the center and stamp October there, and then grab my little spider from this set, and he's going to go right on this tiny block, which is an A block. I have a couple of these because I use them quite a bit. Okay, that looks good. Cute. Okay. Cute as far as spiders go, cute. Normally I am deathly afraid of spiders. What's that? Phobia? Arachnophobia? Oh my god. I don't even like saying the word. I'm that freaked out of spiders. Okay, so I think all of our stamping is done, you guys. We've got the ghosts, we've got the calendar page. Yeah, it's now we're just ready to assemble. So let's get this stuff out of here. Oh no, we need to fussy cut this a little bit more. So I just like to take off this edge here, and then take off the blunt edges of the web. So you're just fussy cutting a tiny little bit. And then this one, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go put this down with some green glue. My glue bottle's almost empty. Okay. Let's try it this way. I'm gonna set this down there, center it down there right in the center. Like so. Then we're going to put this up there in the corner. I'm going to need to get my glue going. I know there's more in here. And we're just going to, oh, there it goes. Geez. That was a lot. I need to wipe this off on something. Oh, now it's oozing out. I told you there was more glue in here. And I'm just going to, when that happens, just tap it off on a scrap. So that's going to go right there. Like so. And this we're going to pop up with some dimensionals. I have glue on my fingers now. And we're going to offset this like I had said earlier. Like so. And that's going to go down here like that. Then we need our spider. And we're going to put him so that he's coming down on top of the calendar. So we're going to pop him up with a dimensional. Actually, we need a smaller one. And I'm just going to put 2 on him. I'm not going to worry about this skinny piece up here. But we're going to just have him popping down right over there like that. We can glue this guy down. Like so. And then we'll put him on dimensionals too. Not quite sure where I want to put these guys yet, so we'll do maybe like that. And then where are we going to put the month? So I trimmed off a little bit here, gave him a little flagged end. And then I popped him up onto this guy. And then we flagged this end also. And then just center that right behind, like so. More dimensionals. And then he's going to be just like that. And then we pop down for ghosts. Like so. Now if you wanted to, we didn't do this and it's too late to now because we're past the stamping part, but you could grab your Happy Halloween and put that right there, and then put some bats up here like that with white ink, just like we did here, or you could heat emboss it like I did here. So this is actually much more brilliant white than the white ink on black shows up, but it's quite faded compared to the heat embossing. So that's an alternative. Okay, so there is the calendar page. And next up, I'm going to show you how to make the easel, and then we'll be done. Okay, I had to stop the video and run out to do something real fast, and so I am actually filming this the next day, but I wanted to do a very quick tutorial to show you how to make the little easel that holds up this calendar page. So I start with a 8.5 by 11 sheet of basic white thick. I like to do thick because it just makes it sturdier. And I'm going to cut this in half down the center at 4 1/4. So you get 2 easels out of 1 sheet. Then we're going to trim this down, open up your arm, and we're going to trim this down to 9 inches. So you have 4 1/4 by 9. That's going to be your top part. Then you need to cut a 1/2 inch piece from this little piece that's left over. So there's the pieces that are going to make our easel. This can be scrap. I use these smaller scrap pieces to make sentiment strips a lot of the time. So set that aside. Now we're going to score, and we're going to score first at 3 inches, then 5 3/4, and then at 8.5. So 3 inches, 5 3/4, 8.5. Done with that. This is going to get built up with some dimensionals, this little strip. This is the piece that kind of acts as the little ledge that holds your calendar page from sliding off. So we're going to pop that up with 4 dimensionals. Grab your bone folder and just score and burnish these edges. Okay, like so. Then we're going to, so tear and tape is going to go on this little lip right here. Like so. And if you're mailing this, you're not going to want to remove the tear and tape. That's going to actually, you're going to give the recipient some instructions on what to do. So the tear and tape is here. You're just going to pull that off and you're going to set it down. But let's put this down here so that we know where to adhere it down. So this is just a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4, and it's going to go right on the very edge of this piece, just like that, so that when we remove the tear and tape and lay this down, it's gonna set just like that. And notice that you want to leave a gap, like a little trough right there, so that when you stick your calendar page in, it has a ledge to fall against. So what I would recommend, if you're going to be mailing this to somebody, I would just take a pencil and I'm going to grab a little ruler, and I would just draw a little line right about here, and I would just put something like stick down here. Stick down here. And the pencil mark's going to get covered up so that hopefully it's intuitive enough where they can kind of figure that out. You might want to write a little note inside your envelope to give them a little bit more instruction. But I just wanted to show you, here's our basic A2 size envelope. If you fold this up like this, so that end goes in and that end goes in, and then you grab your calendar page, just set it on there like that, and it slides right in. And it's not even that bulky. You might put an extra stamp on it just in case. In fact, I probably would, just in case. But so there's quick instruction on how to make the easel and our October paper pumpkin calendar page. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe and hit that little bell icon so that you can be informed of my next video coming up. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.